How do you do a local heritage project? In this film, we will show you how we did ours. Humphrey Cheetham lived in Crumpsall Hall and founded Cheetham School and left money for other scholarships. The hall itself was demolished and nothing was left over, and houses and parks were built instead. To find out more about Humphrey Cheetham, we did lots of activities.
We went to Crumpsall Park to figure out where Crumpsall Hall had been. We had old maps to find it. We wanted to discover if there are any parts left, but there wasn't any left.
Everybody in this line, just move a bit further over.
We walked around the area to find where it had been.
So one wing would have been here, there would have been a gap, and about where the other side of that bench is, there would have been another swing this size, and then a big house over there, and then buildings going off the back.
We stood on the corners and found that the hall was much larger than houses today, and it was on a hill overlooking Manchester.
Well done, brilliant. Brilliant bit of field work there and pacing out. Do you realise how big it is now, Jake? Yeah. I'm going to give a picture like this to everybody. I want you to try and find on the map where that picture should go, and then actually put that picture onto the map.
Over time, our local built environment changes and evidence often disappears that was once important.
I can't find mine. You are? Here, you're over there. This is the park. Look at the ladies in Victorian dress. This is 1907. So that is, our house would have still been standing then. They would have been able to have played tennis on that park and looked at Humphrey Cheetham's house because it would have still been there for quite some time.
We visited other buildings linked to Humphrey Cheetham and the Tudors. We visited the Wythenshawe Hall many times, Clayton Hall where he lived and died, Cheetham School which he founded, and Manchester Cathedral where he was buried, although we are still not sure where.
Actually, being outside using the maps made it more real, and it also let us compare what it was like in Tudor times to today.
Round about 100 years ago, we lost lots of the local history around here because the Victorians thought we're going to build new.
There are lots more houses here today.
And this was the park keeper's cottage. Now, what do you notice about the park keeper's? What does it look a bit like?
Wythenshawe Hall.
It looks like Wythenshawe Hall. They demolished the really old building and then make a Victorian copy of it.
We visited Lancashire Archives to find primary evidence about Humphrey Cheetham and Crumpsall Hall. He left books in Chetham's library, but we wanted to see if there was any evidence about his house.
This is the earliest one, and find Crumpsall Hall on it.
The archivist found maps dating back to Victorian times which showed a plan of the hall.
It's not Crescent Road, this is Crescent Road, I think.
Crescent Road's got a crescent on it. A crescent is like a half moon of houses, so I found
Here?
Yeah.
That. Now.
The best find, however, was Humphrey's mum's will and inventory.
Can you see? It's a bit mottled.
This told us about Humphrey's family, about his brothers and sisters. There was also an inventory of the house, which was brilliant because it showed us exactly how many rooms there had been in Crumpsall Hall, even down to the dunghill outside.
Do you have like tables from that time, chairs from that time?
We don't, but using the inventory, you can work out what furniture would have been there, and then go online and look at pictures and find out exactly what it would have looked like, and then that's how you start building your rooms. No one else has ever had this collection of documents out and looked at the inventory and said, oh, there was a hall there.
Nobody had looked at these for 500 years. They were still rolled up from when they had been left when Miss Cheetham died. We were the first people to see them in 5 centuries.
We decided to have the full Tudor experience to help us imagine what it was like in Tudor times. We invited guests from the people who had helped us with the project. We researched Tudor food and had the Tudor feast. The food was sweet with a lot of salads and pies. We ate in the great hall and we decorated the room with Tudor plants and flowers.
We wrote a song about Humphrey Cheetham and we hired costumes from the Royal Exchange Theatre.
We danced for the audience who then joined in. The dance was easy, however the tightly laced costumes made us breathless and we had to sit outside for a rest. We had fun. The house helped our imagination to put ourselves there at that time. The costumes were amazing. I felt like a lady in the past. We walked differently on the stairs, but we managed.
We were understanding the feelings and lifestyles of the people, which was really inspiring. The most surprising thing about the dance was how quickly we picked up the steps. And we were given good feedback about our effort. We felt like Tudors and would give anything to take a journey to the olden Tudor times.
We decided to make a horrible history-style film because we wanted to show the people the history of Humphrey Cheetham and Crumpsall Hall.
Visiting 3 different locations was fun because we were out and about and did sightseeing into Humphrey Cheetham's past.
We made this film to show the viewer what it was like in Crumpsall Hall and how the people would look and live life in Tudor and Stuart times.
We learnt more and more about Crumpsall and Humphrey Cheetham and his history.
This project involved lots of visits and research. It was active and diverse and fun. We learned not only about Humphrey Cheetham, but how to research history. Act, dance, sing, serve a feast, and dress in Tudor clothes. The worst part for me, the best part for the girls.